like to thank some of the sponsors from here that already exist and supported us, especially to Mr. Jayesh Bey from ETG company. Jayesh is not here, I guess, but some ETG fellows here. I would like to thanks to him for his special effort, and also SRCO Anurag Tulshan, he is our also member, executive member. I would like to thanks to him also. And where is Mr. Capra? Capra is here? Okay, Capra is other name is in the market is Cobra. He is also one of our first ever sponsor, happened to be. So first time he is supporting the GPC conference with his sponsorship, maybe in his all life first sponsorship. Is it, Kumar? Huh? Yeah, okay. So I like to thank all these sponsors, Indian friends supporting us. And of course, all industry is aware of the Indian problems, and we discussed widely. This morning we had a forum with 15 countries, ambassadors, representatives, and some of them are already here from Argentina and Canada and Kenya. And I think it was a very fruitful meeting for our future of the pulses. So this statement means don't believe me, whatever I say. Here is the global pulse market are changing, we say. We say India and Turkey is driving the demand. Yeah, actually, these are the demand point most of the time. Canada, Australia supply is important, but also the Russia, Ukraine it came into picture. Like now the Russian production of the yellow peas is getting very close to Canadian production. And also like some pockets of the production in, as Lazara mentioned today, and we have a lovely undersecretary and trade commissioner from Argentina here today. They are always been our meetings. So Argentina is also became one of the Kabuli chickpeas exporter, as they were traditionally doing the beans from Argentina. And these things are the markets are changing. It's not as before. Before we had only limited origins and limited destinations. Now these are is changing. This is good. It is good because the more options bring more competition and much more better quality for the consumer. And also the seed options are also increasing, because the seed is very important part of our agriculture. To start with one seed, if you find the right seed, one seed only, one chickpeas that you are throwing away, we need 10 years to commercialize. The best practice is 7 years. So everybody should understand that. I always say the agriculture policies in the world should be treated as defense policy of the country. It should be long term. You cannot have the undersecretary to change or joint secretary to change every 2 years and shuffle in the cabinet every 4 years. For one seed, I am talking of 7 years. Imagine if you are lucky to find that one seed. So what's happening is that we always focused is traditional consumption ways. But there is in the world non-traditional ways of consumption. It started and it is growing. Like I give you an example on this here is that traditional red lentil curry. In my printout, it's not looking as good as here, so it's good here. But on the side, you have pasta. Why you have pasta? Why I put the pasta here? Because I have pasta factory, that's the reason. But inside this pasta, you have 25% lentil in this pasta. And when you eat it, really it is a pasta. You don't even have the taste of the lentil inside. So this is because when you put, even if during process, if you have the flavoring system, you don't even feel the lentil. Anyway, lentil has good taste and in the taste of the the traditional market, but this is important in non-traditional market. Also, in last researchers, scientists, they found that if you mix the grain with the pulses, protein digestibility score goes higher. Means what? Rice and dal. Why do you think Indians are eating rice and dal? Because not only the taste, but it increases protein digestibility. So this is a very important focus to be in non-traditional markets to do it. Like in Turkey, what we do is that we use bulgur with lentil or bulgur with, let's say, dal. What is bulgur? Bulgur is boiled and crushed wheat. So again, grain and pulses. So this is non-traditional way of consuming, and I think this is the way to have to increase. When you go to the sports gyms, when you have they give you this energy bars in the gyms. When you flip it over, you will see that protein in parentheses, it is written as vegetable protein. And you know where is it mostly coming? Is from pea. So pea has some advantage over other like soya, etc., because of the GMO and other stories. And gluten is sometimes effective on the other side. Here, all day long, we discussed about India pulse import and production numbers. I don't want to go all these things, but everybody knows that if this policy continues, this production will go lower and lower, and it is going to be to a place where we cannot turn back to our original position. How marketed pulses is changing. So because when they told me you should talk about modernization, etc., etc., it is not easy subject. Actually, it is one word. Okay, buy the good machine, you are modernized. But it is not as simple as that. So you have to also seek, this is also seek by the market. So how market drives you what to do and how to do. So as you see here on the left side, you see the bag in bags. On the right side, you see the, you call in India modern groceries, no? Yeah, modern groceries. This is the dynamics. Like middle class estimated to be 200 million in India by 2020 and 475 million in 2030. So these are the statistics. I think in this middle class in India with this growth, it will be before 2030. So, but what drives this what middle class is driving, especially in India, because people, they consume more grain here, like rice and wheat, because it is cheap. So when they go into the middle class, the consumption of the pulses increases because they like it and it is traditional. And also in, let's say in 90s, there was only 200 modern grocery stores. Now it has changed to 3,500. Why you think it has changed? Because of the growing of the middle class. So when the middle class grows, retail also going to reshape in this way. And here we use most often the why is protein. Protein is what? Why you need the protein? Protein means priority. This is Latin word. So for the human to live, you need protein. So minimum protein you need per person is, as far as I know, is 55 grams a day. So the world average is 77, but in developed countries, this is around 120 grams a day. So today what they are doing. So when you look at it, there is an importance and big growth, especially to use protein as an ingredient. So how pulse comes into picture here? As we mentioned always, I used this slide in my opening session too, because then I cannot produce new flights, you cannot produce new facts. Facts are facts. So you need less water to grow pulses. Like to grow a kilo of pulses, you need 400 liters per a kilo of pulses. But whereas, as I said during the opening speech, that for the rice you need 2.4. And when you look at the others, it is much higher. Like for the cattle, you need 15 kilo, 15,000 liters. So these are the facts. So what we come to is that pulses in the food system in India. These are, everybody knows. India is mostly vegetarian, and they use it. And also economically, if non-vegetarian, also they have problem to buy the meat, so they have to buy the protein. So the only most efficient source, let's say, is the pulses for dates. And also as in Western Europe and in Europe, let's say, and also in North America, the need for healthy diet is also realized that can be made by the pulses, and not only healthy but also delicious too. Cases for the modernization of pulses in India is that here is, as you see, supply, demand, global weather, but the technology. The technology changed in the market as it is driven by the demand, but also is where one of the important things is the government support. So the governments in all over the world, they have to support the. I am stuck here with the staple thing. Yeah, I am okay now. Okay. The government has to support at several layers, like the farm level. This is one of the support in production, but in also technology, the new investors. This is the way government should do support. It is not only to put the walls with the levies and duties. This is the way, like it is. I give you an example, like from Turkey. Like Turkey in 1985, they didn't have much a tourism income. What they did, they declared for certain region, when you make an investment, government will subsidize 50% of your investment. Suddenly you started to see very big investors are investing in very modern hotels and resorts in Turkey. And you know, government is spent only $300 million in 2-3 years for this investment. And now Turkey tourism income is $25 billion per year, and government is not paying any penny for this. So this is the fact. Like another thing, that because of the water shortages, they have a dropping, like latest technology, water dropping system. Government is supporting this system with 60%. Means practically they are paying for everything. Government is not stupid. Government knows what's going on, and they want people to do it, and they don't care whether this is 60 or even it's with inflated price that it is 100% is collected from the government. It is important to have the target. So the technological investment in India has to be supported 100% by the government, not by the money of 100%, but idea should be 100% support the investment. Whether it is foreign direct investment or local investment, there shouldn't be any difference on this. This is very important point. You cannot modernize your industry without the government support with these economical conditions. And also, when you travel across the India, you see that there are not very developed storage facilities. They are very old. So in these places, you cannot protect your product. Even you cannot fumigate properly. So the losses in average in the developing world, waste and loss, is around 30%. I tell you, in India, it should be higher from what I see. So this has to be especially on the storage and also in technology. Not only storage and in technology, Without government support, you cannot do anything. Or you can do, but it will take ages. So when you go next slide, like because I am Turkish guy, I know more, but I see that there are a lot of commonalities between Turkey and India when I see that. Like the storage facilities in India reminds me, but don't take it personally, but it is like 25 years before of Turkey. So how we came from there to here is good an example, because we are an 80 million, we are smaller than Maharashtra and so many of your provinces. But this can be a prototype to how to manage and bring up the new system in the country. I will give more example. Like today in Turkey, we have 25,000 retail stores. I think this number is not enough. I know only 5 companies. One company, first biggest one is having 8,500 stores, and second one is having 7,000, and the third one is having 4,000. So if you see 19,000 modern grocery store. The grocery store is also changing. So how it is changing? It is not before, it was before there was bakkal in Turkey. Bakkal is corresponding to the kirana stores. You know, this is small stores. You have in India 15 or 20 million, they say, nobody knows the number. There are so many of kiranas, but we had same position 20 years ago in Turkey, and what happened is that today, only they are representing 30% on the staple food I am talking, of the market, but 20 years ago it was around 70%. So these things will move away. Then where we did go, we went to the big stores, like shopping, like you could find your shoes you could buy, and then you could buy your food, and you could buy whatever you want. But then it has changed now in Europe and in Turkey and in Canada also partly, is that they started what they call discount store. Actually, they are not discounting anything because they have around 200 meters square area where they have a 200 meters square, like a little bit bigger than Kirana stores, but they sell only 600 items in every store. So what they do, they are focused. And now in the pulses, they are governing, I tell you, 50% of the market in the pulses, in a kilogram of packages they are selling. So these are all, you can see this in your homepage because I am left 2 minutes here, so I don't want to go on. And I talked about kiranas in retail and 12 to 15 million. So this is the world is going where? It is like we are at the initial stage. We are in India, we are talking to go from kirana to modern grocery. But my friend, now world in pulses also and in food is going online. Online shopping market is increasing in a way you cannot believe. Like when you go, I could notice in US and Canada, especially in Canada when I was traveling, I asked them, look, every time I see less and less guys are shopping in the shops, that very popular shops. They say, how comes? I mean, this is impossible. Population is increasing. I say, look, I started to ask in the office, how do you shop? How do you shop? We realized that online shopping is very common, and even they are doing, but they are not aware. Like the guys in the office in lunchtime, they were going out, they were buying their foods and coming back to work. Now what they do, they order online. So everything is online. So this market is from this discount and small grocery type of stores, now they go to the clouds. You buy from the clouds. And the system is based on this. So I think we have a way to go in the modernization, but these are always consumer driven, and we have to know that we have to work hard with hand to hand with the government, government should consult with the industry members to how to do that. So I would like to thanks for all of you because my time is up now, and for all you listen. And I just see that Capra is here. So thank you very much for all of you, and see you in where? Sorry? Colombo. Okay. Some of you know. You are also coming to Colombo, no? Who is coming to Colombo now? Raise your hand. Oh, very well. Lazara, you are not coming to Colombo? Jose Maria Lazara? Yeah, why you don't raise your hand? I said, who are coming to Colombo? Raise your hand. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Mr. Arslan. May I please request Mr. Bimol Kothari to step up on stage, present a memento to you. That was the Executive Chairman, AGT Food and Ingredients, being presented a memento by the Vice Chair, IPGA.